Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today it is finally time to put all of this into the Batmobile and put it back together to where I was at. And I really appreciate Mike Lane for providing these. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here. This is all the bat circuit. We have the bat flame. Well, not all of it's the bat circuit. Micro cable ties. I think those will come in handy. We've got the remote control, which we've got the card for how to run it with the remote once you get it. USB cable here, which is going to let you attach magnetically. This will attach to the bottom of the one of the boards in the kit, so that you can power the car off a USB rather than off of batteries, which is really cool. We have an extension of a USB-C. This drill comes with the bat rockets, so that you can modify the piece on the body of the car. Trying to remember, don't remember what this part is. It will be in here somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere on the dash. I'm positive it is. We've got the bat phone. Let me go ahead and pull the steering wheel out of here. We've got some extension cables. We've got the bat beacon extension cable, and it says with bat beacon, without bat beacon extension. It tells you how to make sure to connect this, because there are different ways you connect the wiring for this. We got some screws. We have the Bat Circuit Pro itself, and it says right there, Bat Circuit. That's going to sit in, I believe, here. And then we have the speaker, along with right here is your power connection. And really cool the way that, there we go. Bat Circuit interface panel. Really cool the way that Mike designed this, because you can get to the the card if you need to change it. Oh, look at that, US, very cool. And I want to say this is going to pop in here like that. I wonder, just looking at this, I think everything will line up inside the battery compartment here. So you leave the battery, I'm guessing you're going to leave the battery compartment door open, but we'll find that out as we go. And so what I'm going to do is I've got this taken apart at this point. Let me go ahead and pull this tape out of here. I've got the car taken apart, and I took it apart to do the bat signal, or the bat beacon. And when I did that, to be able to test it, let me grab this and bring it all over here. To be able to test it, I had to pull out the original parts. One thing I want to make sure I clarify, I clarified it in my last video. I want to make sure I clarify it again. Depending on which end you plug in to the board, the bat beacon wire will go one way or the other. Make sure you plug it in the right way, because it's just going to be a lot simpler. If you have to force it, stop, back up, switch the cable around, try it again. The gray cable, I believe it goes to one side as it shows in the instructions. Mike and I talked via email a little bit. You do not want to screw up the whole board based on screwing up the bat circuit. I mean, not the bat circuit, but the bat beacon. So follow the instructions online. They are correct. I made a mistake. And if you get the bat beacon, do not do like I did, which was disconnect the wire. No reason to disconnect the wire from the board for the bat beacon. That being said, I am going to stop the video here, move things around, come back once I'm ready to follow the online instructions, to install parts. The first thing it looks like we're going to do is actually work with the bat circuit itself. So let me get the bench cleaned up and I'll be back. Okay, parts are moved around, and so let me go back to the instructions, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to briefly describe each one of these. Oh, those are the battery box screws. So it says preparation, set the language. So if you need to change the language on that the Batmobile is going to put out, you'll do some work with the card. Do that following the directions that Mike provides online. Second step is getting to know the bat circuit, and it says to carefully remove this. To remove it and avoid, be very careful with the circuits or with the wires when you're doing anything. Try not to touch any of the components or any of the wiring on the board itself, especially not the processor there. And there are two little buttons on here. Do not, where's my pointer? Where's my pointer? There it is. Do not touch these two buttons. This one here and this one here. The one on the left, this one is boot. This one here is reset. Those are for if you're doing some extensive work. Do not ever push those buttons. Let's see, what does it say? Let's see, important, reset and boot buttons located on the bat circuit are for support purposes only and should not be pressed during normal operations. So if you don't have instructions that tell you to press those buttons, don't touch them. Preparing the car, and if necessary, remove the car body from the chassis, unscrew the interior base from the floor so you get it in this configuration. This is what I had to do to get the car ready. I disconnected the dash as well. A few things that I may have gone too far. Follow your instructions in reverse order to take your parts back off. Once you've gotten that, keep your instructions handy so that you can put it all back together. If you've already installed PCB, part 55A, connect all stock LEDs, unplug the following: battery box, power switches, stock speaker. Everything's unplugged. You saw that my PCB is no longer here. Components will no longer be used, so you can remove them from the model. You can see that my battery box is gone. Next, unscrew the 4 CP screws securing the stock PCB. You can see that it's already gone. And it does say there are more bat gadgets on the horizon. More things that you're going to be able to do with it. And let me go ahead and move the board here. It does say if you've reached stage 67, which I've reached stage 106, you need to remove, let's see, there it is. You need to remove part 66A. That's why I have this here. Move that again. This is part 66A. That is, double check, move that. That should be, okay, all my little wires came off of there. I'll have to redo them later. That should be this piece here, I believe. Actually, oh, 66A. I was thinking it was this piece here, but it's not. 66A is on the chassis, on the interior. Let me pause real quick. I'll bring the interior over and we'll go back to that. Okay, so I took a look. 66A is actually this piece. Let me turn this over. Is this interior piece here. I'm going to see if I can work around it because that's where the bat phone is going to go in. But you don't do that just yet. And you might notice here I have screws in these holes. Those screws are to attach the interior to the chassis. I put all the screws back in as I'm doing that, as I'm taking things apart, just so I know where they're at. So now I'm setting this off to the side. You saw I now have a bunch of wires hanging down here. I'm not sure if I'm going to take this speaker out or not. It's not going to be used. It doesn't have to be there. So I may leave it in. I may take it out. But let's get to the procedure here. And first thing you do, installing the bat circuit PCB, position it in here. I still have the screws from when I had the stock board in there. So what you have to do is take out the screws, just like this. And there are 4 of them. I'm going to set them right here. And you can see the car sits around for quite a while. It's a little bit dusty inside. So we take out those 4 screws that are now here. Matter of fact, let's get a little bit closer to the action. And then looking at Mike's instructions, the speaker is gone, so I'm going to go ahead and take it out. It's not, I don't need it there. Not going to use it because the bat circuit comes with its own. So we're going to take these parts out. We're going to set them aside here. Not to use them. Very, very unlikely to ever use them. But we set them aside. And the instructions also show that the battery door is not installed. So we're going to set the circuit in here. And I don't know if you can see it or not. Probably not. But here, here, and here are the screw holes for the to attach the board down. It's exactly where the old screws were at, or where the original stock board was attached to the chassis. Come on. So it's not playing nice. I'll be right back. Let me get this secured down and we'll continue on. Okay, got all 3 of the screws started. Let's go ahead and tighten it down. Do not over tighten like any other time. Just snug. You do not want to crack the board. Cracking the board will break it and it will no longer function. Next, we're going to install the panel interface, which is right here. And this is pretty much a closed circuit board. You know, I didn't realize. Let me double check the instructions. It says, okay, it says use the original 3, 4, M5. Okay, there are 4 screws provided here, so we will not need these ones anymore. So we'll take these out. I'll take them out and be right back. Okay, so let me zoom out just a hair. We're going to take this board, we're going to place it in, put it in place, and there's a built-in right here, this little tab here, is a built-in cable tidy for the speaker wire here. So we're going to take this, we're going to set it in here, we're going to carefully make sure that our cable here goes underneath and holds in place there. like that, making sure that two things, we do not pinch it, and we do not, we don't pinch it, and don't cut it off. So then we take 4 of the, what do they call them? M2x5 screws that are provided with the bat circuit. So there's 5. I got out 5. There's 2 spares in here. And we're going to put screws in these 4 holes around the board. I'll do that and be right back. Okay, that's in place. And you can see the wire is not pinched. The picture online shows it being up underneath here. I did not force mine to go under there because I can't tell for sure if it's going to get crushed by anything there. With the chassis, or when the interior sits down on here, this should be perfectly fine sitting down under there like that. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to plug in this speaker, the one that's underneath here, into the plug that says bat sound. And I'm looking, bat phone, bat sound, right here says bat sound. So you're going to plug it in. You're going to make sure that you do not pinch, twist, mangle, whatever. It should just slide in there very easily, just like that. And you can see they have modified it. They've added this cable here so that you're not putting any stress on there. The bat sound, all connections, make sure polarity is correct and the plug is fully secured, seated in the socket. Carefully connect the cable from the micro SD card reader, this right here, with the gray cable positioned as shown on the, as you read the micro SD. So let's see, where's micro SD? So you can see here, there's the coil, and I'm looking at the pictures online. So we've got the coil here, we go past the MCC to micro SD here, right next to the USB port. So we're going to take the micro SD, we're going to take a look at it. We are not going to force it. It should only go one way, and this gray cable, there's a gray cable right here. That gray cable should be towards this coil of wire, towards these two sockets plus the coil of wire. Just kind of set it on there and gently put it into place. Might take me a minute with my big hands, so let me pause. I'll be back as soon as I have that in place. Didn't take me as long as I thought. Grabbed it with my Teflon plier or Teflon tweezers here. Got it into place. I'm going to push on either side, not on the wires. And it is fully seated now and should have no problems whatsoever. Smaller sockets, read the following guidance on handling sockets to avoid damage during installation. When inserting the cable, apply gentle downward pressure directly over the port. Avoid rocking the connector. Always hold the plug itself. Never push or pull on the cable. Ensure that it is fully seated for a secure connection. A little care here goes a long way in protecting your bat circuit. Absolutely. And so, let's see, finally with your finger placed behind the magnetic connector. Okay, hang on just a second. I need to read this and I'll be right back. Okay, so what it's saying is your USB-C connection between this point here and this point here. This USB connection, this one here. This being a female, this one being a male, I believe. Yeah. Or no, this is the male, this is the female. The socket, I believe, this socket should go on, and this plug on the other side. Either way, there's a gray stripe. You see the gray stripe on here, the gray stripe, and it says to put your finger underneath here so you don't inadvertently push it through. The gray stripe will go towards the outboard of the car. You can see it right here, towards me. And it will come around and it will fit on here the exact same way. It will go, when you bring it over here, the gray stripe will be on this side, towards the wire for the chip, the SD card. So push it on. This one is, you can't really touch it because the board is installed in the car. And so let me flip this around, and so you can see the gray stripe. And I'm double checking against what's on the online. The gray stripe runs from outboard to outboard on both of those sockets. Okay, and next thing we're going to do is install the bat beacon. Let me pause while I go get all the parts for that. I'll be back in a second. Okay. Along with the bat flame, there's an extension cable here. The extension cable is so that you don't have to, you don't stress the length of the cable here. So if I'm reading this right, well, I'm going to get these plugged in and then come back, and based on what I see, the bat circuit extent, or bat beacon extension cable has a gray wire right there, and the gray wire should be to the outboard, or over on this side, plugging into the bat beacon socket right there. So I'm going to plug that in, come back, and then we'll talk about plugging the bat beacon into the extension cable. Extension cable just gets you a little bit more wire. I would always use it if there's any question. I think the reason they provided it is because while the wire on the bat beacon itself is long enough to reach, you don't have enough room to move it anywhere. Oops. So I'll be back as soon as I get this connected. Okay, I reread this little card here. So without the bat beacon extension cable connected, it says your yellow or your gray wire is going to be on this side. When you connect the bat beacon cable, it's going to be on this side. And I've verified that because the camera is not going to pick it up, but I can look at this and I can see where the holes are for the pins. And I can see the pins in the socket itself. So very carefully make sure you do not cross them up. You can see them by eye. My camera's not going to pick them up. So I'll be back after I connect this. And it is connected. It was very, very little effort. Just plugged it in and it slid right into place. Now on here, on the bat beacon itself to the extension, it's the same thing. You have to look at the way where the pins are on both parts. Let's double check. And actually, gray wire's on this side here. Gray wire for the bat beacon is going to be the exact same way. So very carefully. That twisting there was not a good thing. Did not mean to do that. But it is now installed, and that should be good to go. So let me take a look at the instructions again, and I'll be back. Okay, so the next thing that gets installed is going to be, there it is, the bat phone. We're going to replace the bat phone that has not yet been installed in the car on my build. And to do this, We have to go underneath here. And if you turn yours over, be very careful, be aware of there are parts installed. And so what you're going to do, remove the AKP screw directly beneath where the bat phone sits. So this one right here. Let me double check, see what, okay. I've got a hold of the piece, the platform that it sits on right now. I'm going to set that there. Turn this back over. And I believe that that is then going to come out. Maybe not. Okay, let me pause here and read the instructions and see what the next step is, because you can see that little platform right there, this little platform right here, I removed the screw from the other underside, but it doesn't come out. So let me take a look and see what I have to do. Okay, so what you're supposed to do is drill a 5mm hole through the base here and then through here. Since mine's installed, I'm going to drill a hole directly through, and it says don't worry about the mic lane carpets, you can drill right through them. So I am going to see if I can get this to start at least. What you're doing is you're drilling a hole for the wire to go through. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop the camera here. I'm going to drill my hole. I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, that took a little bit of effort, but what I did was I first drilled a small hole matching the size of the bit that I had here, all the way through, and just went progressively larger. I have some graduated bits and very carefully drilled this out until I had the hole up here in the front. And the key thing is you need to have the hole big enough for your socket, the wire, to go down through. You can see mine started through there. I just need to work with it a little bit on the bottom side. To get it down through here. Don't have to make the hole any bigger than absolutely necessary. And I apologize for the flickering. It's because I have LED lights. I'm not sure why my camera started doing that. Let me go ahead and pop these off so I can actually get down into there. And be careful when you're drilling or filing, because I nicked my Batmobile a little bit. I don't plan on having those ever out, so it should be no big deal. But what you're looking for is to just get the socket to come down here, where you can gently pull it through. Once you have it pulled down enough to where you can grab it, then you can go back to the top side. And I'm really impressed with what they did with the bat phone, because I was like, it shows in the pictures that this is off. What they did was they drilled a hole through a magnet, or through a couple of magnets. And so what you're going to do once you have it able to do that, let's see. Let me double check. Let me read this. Make sure surface is clean before sticking down the bat phone. Start by removing, then feed the bat cable through. Drill a hole into the console base and underneath the interior towards the bat circuit, with the LED cable pulled through and the coiled handset extended on the right hand side. Okay, so do not connect the bat phone to bat circuit just yet. Okay, so what they say is pull the top off And the handset coil should be like this on the right hand side. Pull this down, peel the 3M tape backing off. I apologize, I was almost off camera there. But very carefully peel this back. And it's always an interesting proposition as to whether the 3M tape is going to come off easily or not. I have a blade here, maybe I can grab it with that. Just the backing, not the tape itself. Okay, got it to lift there, and of course I pushed it right back down. There they are. So grab the backing paper off, and then put the coil on the right hand side, or Robin's side of the vehicle. That gear shift keeps popping over. And then you're gonna just slide it down in place like this. It should fit right into that socket for where the phone should be. Push it down in place without the phone handset on, and then you can set the handset back on. Let me see. It's not quite wanting to go back. There we go. It's not going to go, it's going to go on at an angle like that. Your wire comes out here, and then it's going to sit on there like that so that Batman can pick it up and go talk to Commissioner Gordon. Mine is not 100% perfect on there, but it is close enough for me. I like it. So there we have the Bat phone installed. Don't hook it up to the Bat circuit yet because you're going to be moving things around still. So let me pause this, read through the next set of instructions, and we'll be back. Okay, and let me zoom the camera out a little bit. Next thing we're going to do, after I clean this stuff up, I have quite a bit of stuff here left over from when I was working on the Bat phone. Get this out of here, put this over here, put the cap on here. Oops. Need to put this back into the base of the mini drill. Get this drill out of here, and maybe reinstall these on here because we're not going to be messing up the dash anymore, or messing around with the dash anymore. And we have another spare screw. So slide this stuff out of here. And the next thing to install is the, what do they call it? Do they call it the bat light? Hang on. It's just the interior light. So to install the interior light, we need to take the rear wall off here. I'm looking, believe, I know we've got to make sure this is, nope, other way. We've got to take these screws out. These three are going to come out of here. I think there's one more that comes out. Remove, if installed, remove rear bulkhead, three CP screws. This will provide access to the rear of the center console. The rest of the installation can be complete with the center console still attached. So there's going to be one more screw in here. Right there. And then this rear wall comes loose. So what we're going to do is we're going to install the light right there. Come on, focus. There we go. And actually we're going to replace that little panel. So let's go ahead and get this open. And we'll uncoil this wire. Let me double check. Let me see. Okay, once we have done that, we take out this screw here. Keep a hold of that screw. Set the lens off to the side, and then we have this lens here. And oh. Screw provided in the batch circuit kit. Okay. My apologies. There should be a screw in here because we keep this in place. We just set it in like that. So let me remove this, take this screw off. And the next one of these screws that we got, come on, is what we're going to use to reinstall it. Go ahead and put this screw over here. It's what I get for reading ahead, or not reading ahead. I thought it looked kind of odd. So we'll put that back in place. And then we will put this LED in place like that. And we will put the screw, this new screw in, tightening it down, being aware that we have a clear resin part as well as clear resin or clear plastic. Hang on, is that, did that thread in? Not yet. Okay, that is all the way in. Plug this back in here. Make sure we get this in place. There we go. Make it snug, just like that. And then we can reinstall the wall, the rear bulkhead here. It's going to go on here like this, with this coming down to have it on the right hand side as this goes in place. Slide this back in here like that. And looking at this, the wire can go in there just the way it came out. However, I'm not sure. I'm going to take a look at it. Let me go ahead and I'm going to get these screws in, and I'm going to decide whether I want to do a little bit of filing there or not, just so that the wire is not pinched. I'll be back when that is done. Come on. Sometimes the track is a little bit interesting to work with. Okay, got the screws back in. The wire is a little bit pinched, but not badly, so that should be good. Let me go ahead and set this over here. Reattach like compression cable between the two parts is of no concern. It keeps the cable secure and eliminates the need for make extra holes. Once the bulkhead is back in place, run the cable towards bat circuit board, which we will connect in the next step. Okay, so we're going to connect the bat phone and interior lights next. So let me go ahead and get the chassis over here, and we will start putting it back together. Okay, so we got the chassis. Here's the interior, and we have the bat phone. We have the bat phone and the interior light to plug in. The bat phone goes into, depending on the depending on the board, it goes into various different spots. I'm looking right now, it should be, okay, bat circuit, oh, there we go. Bat phone is going to plug in, here's the label for the bat circuit. It's going to plug into the plug right here in the middle. Too many remotes. So the bat phone is going to plug into this one labeled bat phone. So here's the cable for the bat phone. We're going to double check, make sure we have it in the right orientation. I'm going to go ahead and put it underneath the wires for the bat beacon. We're going to slide it in here just like that. Slid in there like it belongs there. Same thing with the light. We're going to slide this over here right below the bat phone plug. There's one that is labeled SW. That is the interior light. We're going to make sure, double check which way the socket should be plugged in. And we're going to put it in here just like this. Oops, come on. Double check. Yep. And of note, because the gray wires do tend to play a role, your gray wires are both coming out of the sockets on this side of the circuit. And that is the last of the new connections. Everything else will be the original cables connecting to the bat circuit. So let me pause. I'm going to take a look at it, run through everything, make sure everything, I know where everything goes, and we'll be right back. Okay, for simplicity, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop, find the particular wire, come back and plug it in to show you which one goes where. So the headlights, wire is marked D, and that one is, that plug is located right here, right above the bat phone. You got your bat phone, there's D. There are two versions of the circuit board. I have version 1.1 because it has a bat on it, and your version number, I read it, is right here as well. So D is going to plug into D on the board. Get that plugged in, and then I will pause and come right back once I locate the next wire. So I've had the car pulled apart long enough that I was having trouble finding some stuff. Okay, so E is going to be right here. And so we're going to plug in E, and E is the rear left, or left rear turn signal. So let's plug it in here. Just like this. Boom. Then F, this bank of 3 here at the very bottom, it plugs in right there. These are already installed in my body, so hence I only have the jumper wires here. G is front left turn signal. Here's G right here. G is going to go, imagine that, right next to F. All of these wires were plugged into the stock board at one point. They all got pulled out when I did the bat circuit. Well, they all got, not the bat circuit, they got pulled out when I did the bat signal, or bat beacon. So there's G. Let me get 3 more wires and we'll get set up for the next batch. So now we have H, and H is going to go right next to where G was. Lots of cables here. H is going to go into the bat circuit just like that. And that one is right there. I is going to be right here next to E. Right there. So we have, where did I go? And I is the jumper for the taillights, already installed in the car, in the body. Just like that. No pressure to put it in. J is the afterburner. And J goes to J. J is located right up here at the top of the board. So we're going to put this in here like this. And let me pause again. Should be the last of the wires. The last 3 wires, K, L, and M, are just the jumper wires. They're already installed. K being the instrument lights. I'm looking at the board. K is right next to the one I just installed. Right here. And it is pretty much spaghetti in here right now. I will do some tidying of the wires once I have everything plugged in and I've got a good idea where they're going. Come on. And I know the instructions say to hold the socket, but I can't always see the get to the socket. Okay, the beacon marked L. Where is L? L is right next to J. This one right here. Let me just make sure. Not that one. That one right there. That is L. Gets plugged back in. This probably looks very familiar for to anybody who's watched the videos, because all of these were plugged in at one time. And the last one, K, is up here. Wait a minute. Oh, that's K. I'm sorry. The last one, M. Sorry. M is located between a couple of the plugs right here is M. We'll get that one plugged in, and then we'll go back and read the instructions and see what the next step is, because, well, actually the next step is for me to tidy this up and put everything back into the car, because at this point we are ready to do the first electronic test. So let me go ahead and pause the video here, and I'm going to stop the video, come back, because I may do a separate video for the electronics test. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Real quick thing I just noticed, didn't read this. Wire L here, which is the beacon, is not required because I have the bat beacon. So we're going to unplug that one and set it aside. But I've rearranged all my wires to where they're going either out the front or out the back if they're not hooked up to something already. So now we run this last one up underneath here. Oh wait, doesn't need to run under, needs to run under that. So they're all running out, like I said, either out the front or the back, just so that I don't misplace them, don't lose them, don't have them go missing in action when I put the interior back onto the chassis. I am going to tape them down, one, in the front and in the back, so that they don't move around a whole lot. So going out the back, we have M, J, which still has a light on it, F, I, and E. All of these I'm going to just tape down right here. I could use a zip tie, micro cable tie, but I'm not there quite yet. And then going out the front, we have G, K, D, H, let's see, D, G, K, and H. Okay. That should be all of them. Yes, they're all either going out the front or out the back. So let me get these taped down. And then I'll put the lost my train of thought. I will put the interior back onto the body, or onto the chassis. I'm looking at this. Those are the screws I took out. Okay. So we're going to take this, and we're going to figure out where everything needs to route. This should route out the back. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that goes on there like that. So we'll route that out the back. We don't have it taped down. We're just going to set everything in place on here. And for this, I'm going to have to go back to the book instructions, I'm pretty sure, to figure out where everything is supposed to go. And the USB cable might cause a little bit of an issue. I don't think so. Where is the socket here? Oh, duh. I'm sitting here looking at these posts, and I'm looking at the wrong thing, because there's where my screws are. So let me go ahead and pause here, figure out where I need to put everything. Here. Okay. So I will be back once I have the interior installed. Okay, everything's screwed down. Let me go ahead and back the camera up. And you can see here, there's the speaker, there's the SD card, and there is the USB plug. So let's back the camera up. Oh, other way. I just realized I got a new card for the camera. So right now Goofy's in the wrong spot. Let me pause, let me get him moved, and we'll be right back. That's better. Goofy is over in the upper right now. And I did double check the battery door, if you decide to, will go back on here. I don't see why you would do that though. So let's roll the car onto its feet. And got some work to do up here. Let me double check. Okay, we got, this is plug M. M should be here. Did I screw up? I think I may have screwed up. I screwed up. M's back here. Okay, I'll be back. Doh. Okay, that's fixed. So let's go back here. This was M, and M is a little bit short here. I'm just looking to get it back into where it was. Not a Mike Lane issue, but a me problem. Maybe a Fanhome problem. So I've been thinking about it, and since I'm not going to be able to fully test the board because I don't have everything yet, but I do have parts on the way. What I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to plug everything that I can back in. See, this is K. Where's K? I'm going to cry if I screwed up again. There's K. Oh yes, that's right. These go through that opening there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug that in. So now I have these lights all hooked up. I have the afterburner, the only one that's not yet hooked up on the body of my car. We have the roll bar, or whatever you want to call it. But what I'm going to do at this point, because I've got things that are coming up today, I'm doing a live stream, so I'm going to stop here. This will be part 1 of installing and testing the bat circuit, because there's also reading online. The next step on the bat circuit is going to be first electronic test, and the car tells you how to test everything. So for now, I'm going to hold off because we got reprogramming the remote, accessing the bat portal, setting alarms, timers. There's just a lot of things that you can do with this music setting, adding voice control. I don't have the broad link, so I'm not going to be messing with that. But there's a lot of things that can be done with the bat circuit. So at this point, I'm going to put my dash back together. We're going to end the video here. I'm going to put the dash back together and get everything put back together. And after I get the next pack of parts, because I am up to 1 pack left, I've got the second to last pack in the mail from Fanhome. So I am very close to finishing this. So as I get closer, I'll do the tests and everything else. I will make sure that I do the setup on screen so everybody can see it. And I'll do the final test of everything on screen so you can see it. So at this point, I am going to stop the video and I'm going to say thank you for watching. And thank you very much, Mike Lane, for providing this for me. Really impressive, really good instructions. They tell you exactly what to do, how to do it, and I'm very happy with the way has worked out. What I might have wanted to do, might kick myself later, I might have wanted to hook some of these extension cables up underneath there. I might go back and do that anyway, but the extension cables for the additional parts that will be coming out, the additional features that will be coming out. We've got an expansion slot. We've got the bat dash is coming soon. A few things that are coming eventually for it, which I did not plug in yet. So we'll see what happens. But with that, I want to say thank you for stopping by. Hope you enjoy this video. Hope you enjoy Mike Lane's parts. Very good, very, very good electronics. I've also got to still do the carpets in the back. I'll do those as well on another video. But at this point, I'm calling it a video. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post new content. I will see you in the next video and or stream. Catch you next time.
Model mania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden models. Workman's model mania, hard work plastic modeling.